Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to show you some happy mail. Joyce, a wonderful subscriber of mine, sent me the Spectrum Noir ColourTint. So if you're not familiar with these, you may have heard of Derwent Graphitint. Well, these are like that, so they're a tinted graphite. I had gotten the Derwent Graphitint not too long ago, and I really loved those. I had no idea there was even other brands, so now I'm like searching for all of them. But I think it was even Joyce that had commented on my Graphitint one about these. I can't remember for sure, but yeah, she had sent me these. So they come in, there's two 12 count sets out there. There's the Nature, and then I want to say it's Primary is the other one. They don't have the other one on Amazon, so I'm on the hunt for it. But yeah, they apparently, like, if you get both sets, it's kind of beneficial because you can supplement, you know, because the Graphitint are great, but there's some colors you're like, oh, it's kind of missing something here. So I'm going to swatch out the ColourTint. I do have my Graphitint swatches somewhere on this crazy desk. And I'll show you how they, look, and then we will go from there. So I am actually moving all my swatches over. My swatches are normally on, these swatch charts from Mystic Sparkle Wings. I, print them out by the size I need. And then I have them all in categories and they're clipped together. Like this is my mixed media category, I guess we'll call it. Watercolors have their own, pencils have their own, but it's getting too cumbersome. And so I've been on the hunt for a sketchbook that I can just put everything in except markers. So I decided to go with a mixed media. That's about the best you can do, especially if I'm going to be swatching watercolor. So I am trying out the Ohuhu one. I wanted a good heavy paper in a decent size. I didn't want like a small sketchbook, but I also didn't want like a 9 by 12. So this is the 10 by 7.6. What's cool is they give you the plastic sheet, so I actually can put that behind the pages. I'm leaving this first cover blank because I'm gonna draw something, but this will actually be the first to go in here. I'm not gonna mess with alphabetical order. I'm gonna slide this behind it because that would just be too tedious. I'm just gonna slowly move everything over as I get to it and just kind of go from there. But yeah, I've got my little page protector behind there, and then there was something else about this I was going to say, but I have little tabs. So one of my subscribers, Rita, when she sent me the junk journal, she made me some tabs. So I'm actually going to use those to put tabs throughout this whole thing so I can keep track. And it's a thick sketchbook, nice thick mixed media paper. I used a fine liner and it didn't bleed through at all, so off to a good start. Okay, so let's grab out a ColourTint. So it is, like I said, tinted graphite. This one, these feel a little thicker. Well, I guess they're about the same as a Derwent. They have the color dipped in like a Derwent does, and then they have their name on it, and it just says ColourTint by Spectrum Noir. So I think I have put them in the order they are in. I will admit I actually already used these because I was doing a picture with Graphitints and these came, and so I instantly pulled them out and I was like, ooh, I can use these to supplement. So I've used them already and I need to swatch them. And this is kind of an interesting swatch experience because I'm using a new swatch book, a new medium, and I also am finally using my new Pentel water brush. So everything in this swatching session is new. I've never used the Pentel. I had bought it to try it. So we'll see how this works out. But with these tinted graphite, I like to do a quick swatch up top of just dry because I want to see how they look dry. And then I'll do a swatch that I plan to activate and drag. Okay, let's see, some moss. And the reason I do that is because with these, I tend to go back over when they're dry with the graphite. You don't have to activate these always. You know, activating them does brighten them up, of course, and I'll show you. I'll be curious to see how much these brighten up, like the Graphitint. Blue, whatever. I can't say it. Yeah, if anyone knows where I can get my hands on the primary set, let me know. I'd love to check that out as well. One thing I did notice while using these was they seemed brighter even dry compared to the Graphitint. But yeah, I was told that these would be great to supplement because you only get 24 Graphitint colors. I don't know if they ever plan to expand it. It's not easy to make tinted graphite, so... Well, of course, the jets are out because I'm making a video. They haven't flown by once today, by the way. Alright, Dusky Lilac. And I didn't sharpen these. I mean, should you sharpen new pencils to get the manufacturer ickies off? Yes. But these are kind of like Inktense, you know? You don't really need to sharpen them until you're trying to get into some small little area. And I just love, with like the Graphitint and even these, neutral colors. So basic. And yet I did a picture with the combo of Graphitint and ColourTint, and it was gorgeous, even though the colors are just muted, and yeah, it's amazing the subtle beauty in these things. And again, like Graphitint, you could totally put these on a palette, mix them, and use them like a watercolor. You can also pull right off the tip for more concentrated, so I might do that in this swatch book as well. Armory Gray. Like, I'll just put it next to it so we can kind of see what the concentrated looks like. Anytime I'm swatching, I do like to get as many swatch options. You know, how do they look dry? How do they look wet? How do they look if you pull it off the tip? Because that can, you know, when you're going to color with them or even create art, it's good to know. It's a really like, pretty gray blue. And then Seaweed. This one's sharpened because I used this in my picture. And of course, you know, the more pressure you put down, or the more you put down, the more concentrated the color is going to be. Let's see if I can zoom you guys in. Whoa! Or zoom you a lot in, but I wanted you to see it. Okay, I think it's wet. I've never used this Pentel, so this could turn out good or bad. Ooh, it's really wet. Need to dry that off. Okay, moss. Well, they melt just like the Graphitint. Now, it's not dragging as much, but that's because I got way too much water on this brush. The blue isn't melting here, though. But it could also be my mixed media paper. So I gotta keep that in mind. I don't even know if I was on screen. I'm too busy fiddling around with the brush here. Yeah, that does melt perfect. Melt isn't the right word, I guess. Dissolves. It dissolves. Okay. There we go. I just had to get some of that water off the brush. Every brush is so different, so you have to like learn how to manage water control depending on the brush. Very pretty. I mean, these pencils, whether it be Graphitint or these Spectrum Noirs, are perfect for fall. I mean, the colors are just so autumnal. I can't ever say that word, but you know what I mean. Cool pewter. And then Seaweed. They got them in an odd order, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't know why Seaweed isn't up there with the moss, but let me, oh, I'm back to my phone and I can't remember how I used to record. So let's pull out, because I do want to see how they look when you just pull it right off the tip as well. Oh yeah, see how that color is? It's definitely concentrated, but not as concentrated as I thought it would be. Oh, that one is though. So I guess it could just depend on the tint as well. Let me just clean off my brush a little. Let's try this Heritage Blue. You do have to wet the lead, you know, enough to activate it. And then of course, always clean off your brush. Now, if you ever do this to your pencils, don't go using it until it dries. Ooh, that one's looks really good. I still have to go back and do this to my Graphitints and see. Oops. On that one, I kind of sprayed some purple everywhere. It takes on a whole different color when you pull that one off of there. Yeah, they all kind of take a, it's almost like the graphite is gone and you're just left with the tint. Do you notice that? It's definitely a more concentrated color, but also you just don't have that graphite effect. Very interesting. Okay. Let's see how this Armory Gray looks. Oh yeah, that's like a nice silvery color. All right, cool pewter. I think I used Armory Gray in my picture as well. It's one of those rare occurrences where, oops, I'll be doing a first impressions when I've already used them. But like I said, they came and I was right in the middle of doing that picture, so I was so excited. I was like, oh my gosh, the timing, how funny. All right, so that is them pulled off the tip. Let me grab my Graphitint. Okay, I don't want to set it right on here. So now remember, I have Graphitint, but this is 24, so I do have a lot more of these. But color-wise, so let's like look at this Adobe color. It's close to the autumn brown, but not quite. And the blues, like this blue Verditer is pretty close to ocean, but it's got a little tinge of more blue to it. And this Heritage Blue is unique when it comes to this set. Moss is a perfect in-between of meadow and ivy. Seaweed as well. Seaweed's kind of like the green gray, but it has more green to it. This cool pewter is kind of close to that steel blue, but let's see, Armory Gray is, yeah, it's different from the others. And then let's see, this warm gray, it has like a purplish undertone. Let's see, so yeah, like it's perfect in between that storm color. Port, I do find it funny. This is a wine, that's a wine, but they're different reds for sure. So that's one nice thing. But yeah, I'm really excited to get the other set because I can't wait to see. But this offers like a ton of in-between color options. And I'm curious, the paper held up pretty well. I mean, it's wet right now, but it's holding up and it didn't bleed. So yeah, that is the Spectrum Noir ColourTint. Here they are in the case, as you can see. And this is the nature set, and I think it's named perfectly because they are all very landscape-ish colors. I mean, you could do a water scene, mountains, trees, some flowers, just really pretty. And they did play nicely with the Graphitint. Like I said, I have a picture. You'll see it in my completed pages this month. And I thought it turned out great. In fact, I think it's on my Instagram already. I've been really lazy about Instagram, but I'm pretty sure it's on there. So yeah, thank you again to Joyce for sending me the Spectrum Noirs. I am excited to use them again this month. They even qualify for my tag because ColourTint is a C. So I plan to use these again this month and probably combine them with my Graphitint, but they're very fun to use. I have noticed I really like to go in, fill the space, you know, with the watered down, and then I come back in and shade with its color or something close to it. And it has so much dimension and it looks so cool, but you still finish a page like lightning fast. So, all right. Well, that is the ColourTint if you've been curious about them. I may leave a link in the description below if I can find them. They're hit or miss on Amazon, but I think Blick has them, so I can leave links to Blick. But thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Joyce, for sending this and your sweet note that you sent it with. These were awesome. I'm super excited, and like I said, I've already used them, so they're already put to great use. But until next time, guys, take care.